Well, when people ask me what I do at Wilson College, I have the long answer and the short answer. The long answer is I'm an English professor and a part-time administrator. The short answer is I'm a repairman. I use the liberal arts to work with students to repair how they reason, to repair and extend how they think.
The liberal arts are dedicated to producing the kind of thinking that shortens the span between when we're confronted with a choice and the amount of time it takes for us to make that choice correctly. And we all feel this need to be specialists. We come to college, we have a major in mind, we're looking ahead to our future, we're even projecting a career for ourselves. The problem with that way of thinking is that you come to college to encounter people who do not think like you, maybe who don't even speak the same language as you do. And what's produced by that is a kind of estrangement, where you realize that the way you look at the world is not the only way to look at the world, and it's possible for you to look with two worldviews, even though they disagree, simultaneously. The liberal arts is there to provide students with the kind of broad education that will help them be better specialists, whether they're working with animals or whether they're working with numbers, because they'll always be working with people. I mean, at the base of the liberal arts is a kind of comparative method. This is what happened in this particular novel in let's say 1865, and the situation is similar today, so we might be able to draw particular inferences from it. Sometimes the inferences we draw is that the times are so different we really can't make a comparison. But it's astonishing how many times students read something in a history text or a philosophy text or a literary text or see it in a film and they go, that's me, that's the kind of thinking I've done, and that's the kind of trouble you can get into. So a liberal arts education actually can teach you things by way of other people's experiences in the past. It's a kind of paradox, but an interesting one. I don't need to think like this particular heroine in Jane Austen, and my life will be better because of it. What you can do with a liberal arts education is you can step in and make what you do better and more efficient by virtue of being able to interpret what you're doing better and more efficient. I think one of the reasons we come to college, in particular a college like Wilson, is that it introduces us to people who do not think like we do. And more importantly, it introduces us ideas we would not necessarily have. In other words, it helps us to think about our own lives more clearly if we're not locked into a kind of narrow worldview. The liberal arts are about making us more free because they're about teaching us habits of mind that we would not encounter ourselves in the world.